All right, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the next session for the day, which is being presented by Mr. Sultan Hassani. And it's on the topic AI detective unmasking fraud with artificial intelligence. So, Mr. Sultan is an expert in both anti fraud and internal audit fields with an emphasis on fighting corruption in its corporate context. He's currently based in Dubai and working with one of the biggest agriculture solution providers in the Middle East and Africa as an senior internal auditor. Mr. Hassani is also an experienced educator specializing in delivering educational, pragmatic training sessions related to topics like internal audit, corruption, ethics, governance, risk management, fraud prevention, and detection. And he holds a BA in banking and finance from Beirut Arab University, and is a certified fraud examiner and certified anti-corruption manager. With an aim of increasing awareness, Sultan has created an educational podcast called Let's Talk Fraud podcast, which highlights on the common scams and provides useful prevention tips to help people avoid falling victims of fraudsters. Through real life examples, the podcast educates the public on warning signs of fraud and how to protect themselves. Mr. Hussein currently serves as the Training and Education Director at ACFE Lebanon chapter. So, Mr. Sultan, from the fraternity of HR events, we welcome you to the MENA AML and Fraud Conference. I leave the stage for your presentation.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
You can see my presentation now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Soltan Hassanieh. I'm a certified fraud examiner. I'm also a certified anti-corruption manager and a training and education director at ACFE Lebanon. As Anand said, today I'm going to be talking about how artificial intelligence, AI, is being used to unmask fraud. As you all know, fraud is a major problem for businesses of all sizes. And in fact, the global cost of fraud is estimated to be $5 trillion per year. And traditionally, fraud detection has been a manual process that is time-consuming and is expensive. However, with the AI era, things are changing on a different way. AI can help us identify fraudulent activities by analyzing large amount of data and identify patterns that indicate fraud. And that also can be used to automate many of the tasks involved in fraud detection, freeing up human resources to focus more on more complex cases. AI will continue to develop, and it will play a major role in fraud detection within the coming couple of years. In today's 15-minute presentation, I'll be talking about the following topics. We'll be talking about a general introduction about AI, the types of AI fraud, how important to have anti-fraud measures in our corporations, and I'll highlight some case studies if we have the time to demonstrate the successful stories about detecting fraud. So hopefully you'll enjoy my presentation and you'll find it informative and helpful. So let's kick off our presentation with an introduction. Artificial intelligence, AI, is one of the most fascinating but also disruptive technologies of our times. And in the last couple of years, it has exponentially progressed in the development of this technology, leading to what we call the AI Cambrian explosion. And as Nivida's CEO mentioned, we are at a historic moment, similar to the launch of iPhone back in 2007, where there is a disruptive change and a turning point to initiate an explosion in the technological development. This explosion of technological development around AI has been driven by an emergence of new generative tools. We're seeing them every day, as my colleagues have mentioned, and the most famous now is the ChatGPT. From a practical application, this real-time generative content creation applications will help us more work on the theoretical projects like neural network capable of creating and generating music, art, information, reports, and the possibilities are endless. those generative tools are also has huge potentials to create education and to help researchers reach more in advancing the humanity, and will allow students and scientists to interact with the data in a more interesting and on a different level. However, all this progress does not come without challenges, and really AI is becoming more advanced as every day passes, and it's becoming more difficult to understand. So jumping into AI in its fraud context, artificial intelligence itself, it's inherently fraudulent. It does not know how to commit fraud. But AI and the development of the computer systems and this world can perform tasks in a typical kind of human-like intelligence, and it learns and it solves problems and takes decisions. So this technology, with its wide range of applications, will include speech recognition, language translation, image recognition. This technology will not be both legitimate and illegitimate, not be used for legitimate and illegitimate purposes. Its potential as AI will be facilitated to be used for fraudulent activities and for activities for generating fake images and misleading information, and kind of anonymous and automating anonymous fake news and automating activities that we human beings usually don't do through banks. And my colleagues a while ago were talking about how AI can be beneficial in detecting frauds in the banking system. So automating scams, it's major within this field, especially nowadays with technology controlling every aspect of our lives. So AI, to summarize it, AI will help us detect and prevent fraud by analyzing the data, and will help us identify the patterns to indicate these fraudulent activities. Machine learning is a subfield of AI, and it focuses on the development of algorithms and models that can learn from data and improve its performance over time. So the ML, machine learning, has already made a significant impact in our daily life through computer science on all industries. We're talking about finance, healthcare, transportation, and all industries in the corporate world. It is expected to continue playing a major role in the future as AI continues to develop with the new algorithms and the approaches of the machine learning, knowing more about us and how it will perform more complex and sophisticated tasks. The use of AI depends on how that it is implemented and used. And there are a few reasons why some people around us will use AI for fraudulent purposes. First, as you can see on the screen, I'm reading from the screen, it's the speed and efficiency. AI can process large amount of data and perform tasks quickly and make it a potentially useful tool for automating fraudulent activities. The second point is anonymity. AI can be used to carry out fraudulent activities without leaving a trace, and that's what makes it very dangerous. The third point, as you're reading on the screen, the evasion of detection. AI can use to generate fake and misleading information, which make it difficult for a human to detect the fraudulent incidents. It's also used for personal gains. Fraud is often motivated by the desire of obtaining financial gains and a benefit through decepting and being dishonest. AI can be used as a tool to facilitate different fraudulent activities. And one of the most important aspects that we're lately facing, and I'm going to present it in a while, it's generating fake and misleading information, and specifically videos and images. We're going to talk about deep fakes in a bit. AI can be used to create fake websites, social media platforms, online content that is designed to deceive and mislead us as consumers. This could generate fake reviews and manipulate an online information that nobody can control. It's really dangerous. We're talking also about automating scams. We're talking about outmask emails and text messages that we receive on daily basis on our phones, on our Facebook, on our social media platforms that contain links for them as fraudsters to enter our personal data and make use of it. through also spoofing phone numbers, email addresses, and even many other things. Generating fake documents. AI is known to create fake documents, like contracts, invoices that are also designed to deceive us. Last but not least, I'm going to highlight here, it's the increased sophistication of the attacks. With AI here, it could be used to increase the sophistication of the cyber attacks that we are hearing of lately, such as generating convincing phishing emails and adapting a defense of targeting specific organizations that they want certain information from. Moving forward, one of the interesting quotes that John Smith, a cybersecurity expert, had, he said once, AI and machine learning are the latest buzzwords in technology, but we need to be cautious about their potential for fraud. As AI becomes more sophisticated, so do the fraudsters. We need to stay ahead of them by investing in robust anti-fraud. And this is major and important. Here on this slide, I'll be presenting with you and I'll be sharing with you a couple of success stories and stories that many online stores and financial institutions use AI-driven fraud prevention technologies. And I think within the conference, those 2 days, many vendors over there provides us with such services. AI-driven fraud prevention is an industry that is major and important, and we need it nowadays. It only works on data, which is why we'll find it important in many industries. I'll give you an example. Like an online store like online stores and the e-commerce, analyzing data for thousands of transactions can be difficult and sometimes very challenging. This is why having a fraud manager in the e-commerce business website that uses machine learning into the systems can understand more why the transactions initiate a red flag to be fraudulent on the system. This is to understand how things are being processed, and those red flags will highlight frauds, and each fraud will highlight another fraud. So after letting the ML, the machine learning system, run for a while, the system itself will learn the items that are being targeted by the fraudster and the kinds of shippings, the information the fraudsters they use, the risks that come with it, the card payments, the names that are being planned within the system, within the use of the fraudster, and other things. Financial institutions and compliance. The fintech companies lately are using AI and ML in a very intensive way, where established financial institutions and specifically insurance providers have strict compliance requirements. And my colleague Abbas a while ago was highlighting the importance of RegTech and the importance of complying with those regulations. So those strict compliance requirements we will need those technologies to meet those regulatory standards. In other words, if we need to verify dealing with real users and to make sure that we're not facing any fraudsters, we do need the help of the AI and the ML. This is how, with this machine learning system in place, many of those companies can gain valuable insights into the world of fighting fraud. And as John Smith had mentioned, we will be creating a robust anti-fraud systems into our systems, into our companies. Here we're going to talk about, and I think everyone on the call is familiar with those photos where AI had generated celebrities and different backgrounds, and it caused a big buzz within the social media by impersonating. AI systems can be used to impersonate a real person in a very different number of ways, depending on the specific context that we require or the fraudster require. And with the help of the capabilities of the AI system in question, AI can generate different things in different forms, in the form of text, in the form of an image, in the form of a video, learning the style, the tone, the languages of those particular people to generate social media posts, emails, and other forms of written communications that are designed to target the victim. So AI system can be used to generate images, videos, and designed to be looking like a particular person, as we can see on the screen. The use of AI to impersonate real people is highly sophisticated and effective. It's really important for deception, and it's used by fraudsters. And those individuals and organization needs out there needs to raise awareness on the power of AI, and we need to be aware of the potential of such type of activities, and we need to take a step forward to protect ourselves, individuals, and our companies. Moving forward, it is important to note that the capabilities of AI as to generate human-like writings and to provide us with images and videos, as I've highlighted a while ago, is important. But it's also important for us to step up and to face those fraudsters that are using those tools in a bad way and not for the good reason. In some cases, it may be necessary for us to use multiple methods and to consult with experts within this field of AI and ML and take their expertise to invest them into our companies to move forward against those fraudsters. There are a number of steps and individuals and organizations can take to prevent AI. We're talking about implementing strong security measures, such as unique password accounts, enabling two-factor authentication passwords, keeping all our softwares and securities protocols up to date. We need to also be cautious about sharing our personal information on personal level and also when it comes to our corporations. I also mentioned that we need to verify the authenticity of the information and the communication. And we need to be skeptical about the information that might be suspicious to be good and to be true. Last but not least, I'll say we need to educate ourselves about those common signs of fraudulent activities, such as unsolicited requests of personal information from people that we don't know. Last but not least, it's the reporting of suspicious activities. If we suspect anything, we need to report it, because if we don't report it, everyone will be a victim for those fraudsters. I'll be ending today's presentation. Hopefully, I've created a curiosity for you to look more into how to fight fraud using AI and the use of ML. In conclusion, the application of AI in the fraud detection world represents a game changer for organizations and corporations out there in all industries. But harnessing the power of AI by using data analytics and real-time monitoring and adaptive algorithms will definitely help us catch and mitigate fraudulent activities, protecting our assets, our company's reputations, and protecting our stakeholders' interests. That can pave the way for a future where fraudsters will be facing challenges using such tools. And we need to make sure we raise awareness on this topic. Thank you for your attention and for the time taken to attend my presentation. If you have any question, please reach out to me now or later on the social media platforms listed on the screen. One last advice before I end my presentation: keep your eyes wide open. Fraudsters are out there waiting for the perfect timing to attack. So be prepared. Thank you again. Back to you, Anna.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sultan. I'm sure most of the delegates would have good takeaways from your presentation, and I would definitely connect with you at a later point of time once we start receiving the questions for your session. Right. So thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time, and we will definitely look forward to be associating with you for our future initiatives.